Good evening. Mahfouz Bhai, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak here. Honorable Minister, with your permission, may I start? It was so heartwarming to see the young change makers in front of us with their great initiatives. You are truly the inspiration for big corporates like us. With limited resources, the kind of initiative you take is really humbling. My job here is to talk about CSR and its future in the context of Bangladesh. I take this opportunity to talk about the future, where we want to see our corporates going in line with the global community. Last year, I stood in front of you again talking about our journey from CSR into environmental, societal issues, and also into governance, which we call ESG. As you heard from Monish sir also talking about, that's the journey we need to go. CSR is a philanthropy. It's nice to do. We can do it alone. We pick a cause, we work on it, and we can make a difference. But when you are looking at overall ESG, you simply cannot do it alone. You need cooperation. You need to work together with everybody, starting from the government and with each other, and also supporting great initiatives like what we have just witnessed today. We always have a made easy version. What is ESG? Sounds complicated. Just pick an environmental one. Very simply, we need to move from the current source of energy to cleaner, greener energies. That's just one aspect of it. There is water aspect of it. There is plastic issues. I think if I explain very simply, we need to move from the current source of energy into cleaner one. We all know that. Also, on the social side, we need to move from just giving a help to some individual to a much more holistic solution where actually they can earn their own and actually help them into much more sustainable solutions. And on the governance side, very simply, we need to restore our investors' confidence in us, in our stock markets, where they can actually put their money and feel that they have invested in the right areas where they'll get the return and not have to worry about it. And as businesses also flourish, they need to look at that place to secure the fundings. So that's a very simple analogy and explanation of what is ESG. Now, at BAT, we are very proud that we've been a pioneer in the CSR journey of this country. Our oldest CSR program is about 43 years old. We tend to believe that we have a role to play in pioneering the ESG in this country, and we have humbly started in our journey. I'm very pleased to report that we are perhaps the first company in the country to have a certification on water stewardship, which is responsibly managing our water. So this is one aspect of the environmental sides, which we are very proud of. Our 43-year-old afforestation program has won the Prime Minister's Award 5 times so far. We are very, very happy with that. We started with arsenic problem on securing water for the arsenic-prone areas. Now we are finding there's a lot of need into the southern belt where there's a lot of salinity. So we're expanding in that side. We are also establishing a program where we can encourage our young employees to actually go and do some social work and actually help the rural communities to grow independently on their own. At the same time, we are also ensuring that our young talent actually are growing up with the right values and seeing the grassroots levels. And on the governance side, we've been very, very happy that we've been recognized for our corporate reporting disclosures by the chartered accountants, the charter secretaries, and also the cost management accountants. And we've been very, very pleased to actually be able to be one of the first companies to actually now publish our ESG report. Now it is out there. We are very much committed on our targets, and we would report it every year. So that is the platform that we'd like to establish in this country that everybody starts to follow. And then one day, maybe we will move from CSR to ESG awarding ceremonies like this in the future. ESG is a journey, like every other things. At the beginning, the finance people in the companies usually look at it as a cost. It's just a cost, okay, fine, we have to do certain charities and all that. But as we are progressing towards a middle income country, you'll soon start to see that our ESG investment will be seen as investments rather than just a cost, because we'll start to see the benefit of ESG investments. And if you speak to anybody in the developed world, they see it very much as a competitive edge. Because if you are invested into ESG, you will secure much better funding, you will have the shareholders' confidence, and the big investors will invest in your company. As we are finding out, all multinational organizations are jumping into the ESG area, trying to secure the future. So Bangladesh, we are perhaps in the beginning stage when we are still debating whether it's a cost or investment. I think where we need to go to very quickly as we graduate to the middle income nation, that we need to be seeing these things as investments. And Deloitte's survey clearly establishes that, a survey amongst all the leading corporates in the world clearly says that they see value in ESG investments. So this is something we need to discover very quickly. And sir, as you just mentioned about SDGs, they very nicely align with our environmental and social and the governance areas. If we can align our activities in line with the government's initiative on SDGs, then we actually have a good marriage. And that's exactly what Moni sir was trying to emphasize on, that we all need to pull in one direction. We cannot be working haphazardly. We need to cooperate with each other and actually make a much larger impact. That's what the entire focus should be about. We have certain challenges, obviously. We would all like to move to cleaner energies. But at the same time, we can put up some solar panels in our factory rooftop, but we need that to be accountable. So we need to quickly jump into the international standards and actually get the certifications. So IRAC certification is very, very important for us in Bangladesh. Every single clean energy that we generate needs to be recognized internationally. As we graduate from LDC to a middle income country and on our path to our developed nation, we will clearly see that our development funds will dry out. And we all need to chip in. Our CSR initiatives, as we call it today, needs to be coordinated in one single direction to ensure that we actually ensure social equilibrium and work on specific areas. As Munisa just mentioned, we perhaps need to focus our initiatives on those upojelas which are lacking behind, not keep on focusing on those 5 districts which are already ahead of its target. Yeah? So that's where government and private sector needs to work together. On the governance, the government side has a role to play as well, as we have seen that if we don't have the right discipline and the right governance, an entire sector can actually suffer significantly, as we are seeing in certain upcoming sector like e-commerce is going through a really difficult time. We need to ensure the policies, and those policies need to be seriously implemented to secure all single sectors that are growing in this country. Good news is we have early adopters of ESGs. As BAT, we were very proud to publish it first time in the country, and we are seeing very quickly our friends in Unilever and also in Grameenphone coming up with their SDG reports and social reports as well. Next year, I hope to stand in front of you and actually have a screen full of many, many more reports coming out of a lot more responsible organizations. And that's where we actually start the momentum of ESG in Bangladesh. Everything needs a target. Everything needs cooperation. As we have all the targets as a country, we want to be a developed nation by 2041. We want to achieve our SDG goals by 2030. We need to now focus on, as we are doing today, as I am trying to do today, is to ensure the awareness of ESGs into the corporate communities. Then we can slowly work towards establishing it as a culture, as we have done for CSR. Standing here today, as we are celebrating great performances from different corporates. We are celebrating amazing initiatives from our young social workers, it is probably a culture already established in Bangladesh. We just have to now leap forward and establish ESG, SDGs, this kind of thinking into our culture, into our mindset, and actually achieve our goal as a developed nation and be a pride for the world. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.